theta notation. Fn is equals to theta gn, and there are two conditions for theta. The first one when Fn is less than C1 gn, and the second one is Fn greater than equals to C2 gn. And for all n greater than equals to n naught, where n is greater than 0 always. So we have to consider both the condition in theta. So let's see how we can represent theta notation. As we have seen how we can represent big O and omega in the last lecture, now we will see how we can represent theta notation. Here we have Fn and Gn. Fn and Gn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, and so on. And here also same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And this represent Fn and Gn. So how we can represent them? Before reaching a particular point, that is called n naught. Before reaching a particular point, Fn can be less than Gn like this, but after reaching a particular point, Fn will be always less than C1 Gn and always greater than C2 Gn. Because what we have, Fn is less than C1 Gn and Fn is greater than C2 Gn. This is the condition for theta. So after reaching a particular point which is called n naught, Fn will always be less than C1 Gn and always greater than C2 Gn. So this is the way we can represent the theta notation. Now move to the next. What next? Big O notation is used for upper bound checking. In our algo, for upper bound checking in our algo, so till max time complexity. So we can say, as we know that time complexity of big O n cube, suppose we have, and we check the time complexity for the, as we have discussed, we are checking for upper bound. So we can say we check the time complexity for worst case. In big O notation, big O notation is used for upper bound checking, and which is used for worst case complexity, and because this is used for worst case complexity. And in the similar way, omega notation is used for lower bound, or we can say we check the time complexity for best case. We check the time complexity for best case, because what we have in omega notation, we have the condition like this. So here always greater than Gn. So here minimum is n cube and maximum is up to infinite. Maximum can up to infinite. So basically this is for lower bound, and it gives the checking, we use it for the checking of best case complexity. And the omega notation, it is used for upper bound, and we check the time complexity for the worst case, because as we know here fn is less than gn, so this is the upper bound and this can be the maximum. But in omega function is always greater than, so this is the minimum, and maximum can be up to infinite. And in theta notation and in theta notation, what is the possibility? The time complexity of best case is equals to order of n square and big O n square, and time complexity of best case is equals to omega n square. What does it mean? It means when both best and worst are same. What does it mean? Because we have to fulfill both the conditions in theta notation, as we know. Both the condition we have to fulfill. That's why when both best and worst are same, then it comes under theta notation. Or we can say that upper bound is equals to lower bound. Upper bound is equals to lower bound. So now move to the next. Suppose what we have in big O. What we have in big O? We have n square is equals to order of n square. So this is what we can say tightest upper bound, because both are equal. But in what is the condition in big O? In big O always fn is less than gn, but here less than or equals to gn. So this is equals to, that's why it is called tightest upper bound. And if we have suppose like this, n square is equals to order of big O n cube, so this is not tight. This is upper bound, but this is not tight. And in the similar way, suppose if we have n square is equals to big O n to the power 100, this is also upper bound but not tight, but this is tightest upper bound. So what should we do for this? We use small o. What we use? Small o. Instead of big O, what we used? Small o. So what is the condition for small o? Small o, that's why the condition is fn is less than gn. Here equals to condition does not exist. So because of tightest upper bound, what we use here? Small o. So in this condition, equals to condition is not appear. That's why the bond cannot be tightest upper bound. The bond can be always upper bound. So in this case, suppose if we have n square is equals to order of n square, that condition does not exist, because here fn is always less than gn, not equals to gn. But the condition like this, suppose we have n square is equals to small o. Now because this is small o, that's why we used to write o in the small letters. That is always exist. And if we have n square is equals to small o n to the power 100, that is also exist. So this is not tightest upper bound, but these are the upper bounds. And because fn is less than gn and small o, that's why this condition does not exist here. In the similar way, we take omega notation. We will discuss about the omega notation. Omega notation. So what we have in omega notation? Suppose if we have n cube omega n cube. So this is tightest lower bound. This is called tightest lower bound, because what we have in omega notation? In omega notation we have fn is always greater than equals to gn. So according to this equals to condition, this is tightest lower bound. So what we will take? And suppose if we have n cube is equals to omega n square, so this is not tight. This is not tight because here n cube is greater than gn. And in the similar way, if we have n cube is equals to omega n, so this is also not tight lower bound. These are two lower bound but not tight, because they are always function is greater than gn, but here both are equal, that's why it is tightest lower bound. So in the similar way, as we have taken a small o instead of big O because of tight upper bound, so in the similar way we will take a small omega. We will take a small omega. So what will be the condition? Like this, we will remove the equals to condition here. So what we will have, Fn is greater than Gn. In small omega, we will remove the equals to condition. We will have always Fn is greater than Gn. So what we will have, then n cube is equals to omega, small omega notation is like this. So that condition does not exist here because these are equal. But if we have n cube is equals to omega n square, then that condition is satisfied here because Fn is greater than Gn here. And if we have n cube is equals to omega n, then here also Fn is greater than Gn, this condition also satisfied here. So in a small omega, Fn is always greater than Gn. So this is the lower bound but not tight. This is the lower bound but not tight. Now move to the next. What is left? That is theta notation. Theta notation. So what we have in the theta notation? We have n square is equals to big O n square. So that is called tightest upper bound. And what we have n square is equals to omega n square, that is called tightest lower bound. So this is the condition of n square is equals to theta n square, because in this case both the conditions should fulfill. So if we take n square is equals to theta n cube, so this condition does not satisfy here. So this is the condition, we can say in theta notation both bound are tightest bound, tightest upper bound and tightest lower bound. That is the only condition when they both become equal. So here this condition cannot satisfy, only this condition is satisfied. So this is the way we can represent theta notation, big O notation, omega notation, or small o notation, or small omega notation.